How do you make money in business? How do you improve your wages, your income, your salary? How do you become financially free and wealthy if that's what you want to be? Questions I asked as a teenager, and I get asked those questions now every day because the owner of a business college, people who want to start a business, for a lot of people that's the reason they want to start a business, because they want to earn more money, want to be financially free, or they want to go into the exercise profession. They're scared that they won't make enough money. So how do I make sure that I'm going to have an income to be able to support my family or my lifestyle? And it's a great question to ask me because I don't have a tertiary education. I didn't go to university. I finished school technically at year 9. So I ran away from home when I was 14 and 9 months. And I've been working since I was 10 years of age. Not for somebody else though. I've always worked for myself. And I always ask this because people say to me, what if I don't want to have my own business? Well, technically you are your own business. If you want to choose your own hours, be your own boss, earn the amount of money that you want to earn, go on holidays when it suits you, and work with the people that you want to work with. Yes, you can do that in your own business, but you can also do that if you work in somebody else's business. You just have to be really good at what you do. So if you're bringing income into a business, if you're helping improve the profit, the cash flow, if you're making the business more successful, is it possible that the boss, the owner, the manager will want to pay you more money, will allow you to choose the hours that you want to work, will give you a choice of holidays, you will, obviously if you're going to work for that company, it would be working with people that you like. So how do you become successful in either of those, your own business or working for somebody else? And I think it's really simple. I like to keep it very simple because I don't have a university education. For me, who's all of my life never worked for anybody else, became financially wealthy, free, secure, whatever you want to call it. I was on the young rich list in Australia. I don't share that to impress, but to express that it doesn't take a university education or I'll reverse. A lot of people said to me, you can't be successful because you're a woman, you've got blonde hair, haven't been to university, you can't be successful. And particularly people said to me, you can't be successful because nobody takes personal trainers seriously or fitness instructors seriously. My own family said that to me, when are you going to get a real job? And just as an interesting side note, when I was on the young rich list in Australia, one of the richest people in Australia under the age of 40, my family then said to me, oh wow, you do have a real job. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that exciting? And then can you please give me some money? That's just an interesting side note. But it's a very simple process. And as I always share, do what you love. Keep getting better at it and add massive value to people's lives. But the add massive value to people's lives one is really important. So I'm standing in front of my dog's kennel. We've just put new names above their photos because each dog is an individual dog, has an individual name, different personality, different idiosyncrasies. They're unique. And that's the same with human beings. Doesn't matter what product or service you sell, doesn't matter what business you're in, each individual customer, client, patient, they're all different. So the very first thing I would ask any business owner, or if you want to be successful in your career, all the people that you work with, your customers, your clients, and the people that are in your office or in your warehouse or on your work site, do you know their names and do you know at least 3 things about them? So my dogs, their names, and 3 unique things about each dog, which of course I could tell you. But every health club I've ever managed, every business I've ever been involved in, everything I've ever done, that's been the fundamental for me. Learn everybody's names and find out at least 3 things about them. Remember those things and be genuinely interested when you talk to them about those things or you ask them questions about those things. Of course you wouldn't talk. Ask questions and listen. Because people want to do business with people that they like, that they trust, and that they have something in common with. That's a real fundamental of business. I like that person. I trust that they can help me with my challenge or my problem or the thing that I want to buy. And I like them because we've got something in common. Now, you can't have something in common with somebody if you don't ask questions about them. So, for example, in a health club, and now when I was managing health clubs, there were no 24-hour health clubs. It was a foreign concept. But now I think it would work even better because most people go to the gym. I call them vending machines. You sign yourself in, you do your workout and you go home. Nobody talks to you. People don't seem to talk to each other. It just seems a very cold environment. Well, at all of my health clubs, not only did I know the names of every single member, but I knew 3 things about them. Now, people say to me, how do you have such a great memory? It's easy to have a great memory, don't you think, if you genuinely care about somebody. I don't need to think about the names of my dogs because I love them, I care about them. I don't have to think, oh, what's the name of that dog? No, that's Louis, or that's Bentley, or that's Aston. That's Judo, that's Giorgio, because I love them. Now, the definition of love is, yes, I care about you, but the opposite to love is not hate, because hate's still a very powerful emotion. The opposite to love is indifference. And for most people that go into a business, the owner of the business or the person working in the business or the manager of the business are usually indifferent to their customer. They don't care, they don't learn their name, they don't learn anything about them, they just try and sell them something. And whether you're selling health club memberships or personal training programs or pills, powders and potions to make people look good, or you're selling a house or a car or a fridge or a vacuum cleaner, it doesn't matter. Find out the person's name, find out 3 things about them and be genuinely interested in them. But when you ask about somebody, because obviously if you want to find out about somebody, you have to ask questions. If you really want to develop a relationship, ask about the person, learn 3 things about them, and then when you get an answer to a question, ask 2 or 3 more questions about each answer. That makes you genuinely interested in what the person's got to say. Now, of course, your body language has to match, so lean forward, maintain eye contact, open body language, and actively listen. I'm sharing that with you because I have a lot of people on a daily basis who share with me, I wish my business was more successful, I wish I was making more money, I wish I could get paid more, I wish I had a higher salary. And my first question is always this. First of all, do you do this because you love it? That's the most important question. Are you training, educating, and doing more ongoing education and training to get better at what you do, because that proves that you love what you do? And what value are you adding to people's lives? And the value is, and this is what I ask every health club manager that's not making money, every personal trainer that's not making any money. Do you know the names, not just of your clients or your members even, but their family and their friends and their kids and their dogs? One of the things that blows my mind is when people remember my dog's name. I don't need any gifts and presents, but when people will come to do business with me or they come to my home and they buy a gift for my dog, that blows my mind. So one of the things I've always done is learnt the names of the children and or pets of my members' clients, and then I've communicated with the children or with the dog. So thank you for sending your dad to the gym today, Fido. Very awesome that you as a gorgeous puppy dog wants your daddy to be healthy, fit and strong so that he can help you go walking and running in the park. That's just a simple example of a letter that I've written many, many times to my members who have dogs. I'm sharing all of this with you because to me business is simple. Care about people, genuinely care about people, but you can't do that if you're not doing what you love. So do what you love. Keep getting better at it, which means you want to have a great memory, you want to learn about communication, you want to learn about how to be a person that can sell a product effectively. But to me, it's never been about selling anything. It's about finding out what the person wants, find out what their problem is, their challenge is, and find a solution for them. So really easy when you're a health club manager, when you're in the exercise profession as a personal results coach. It's been a really simple process because our product is awesome. We get people healthy, fit, strong, lean, energetic, help them to go and do all the other things in their life more effectively. You don't have to sell that product. You just have to create a relationship where the person likes you, they trust you, and they have something in common with you, and that can only happen when you ask great questions. So I'll ask this as the very fundamental of everybody that's in your life. Do you know their name? Do you know 3 things about them? And when you see them again next time, have you remembered those 3 things so you can start the conversation with one of those 3 things? Did your grandson win the football grand final? Did your next door neighbour build you a nice barbecue, as they said they were going to for your New Year's celebration? Did your mum enjoy her overseas holiday? Simple things to remember, but people really appreciate the fact that you remember their name, you know something about them, which shows that you genuinely care about them. So can you have a successful business? Of course. Can you earn more money in the career that you're in? Of course. Can you add value to people's lives? Of course. Be genuinely interested, and most importantly, when you wake up every day, ask yourself this question: am I going to my job, my career, my business because I love it? Do I want to keep getting better at it because I love it? And am I going to add massive value to people's lives? And if the answer is yes, you will have a successful business and you will be able to live your life to the max. Super duper doo. How are you? Living my life to the max. Check out the snow. We've got snow. We've got snow. We've got snow on the mountain. Woohoo!